Honourable Member for Macarthur.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Communications. Will the Minister explain to the House why it is important for the government to receive informed advice before decisions are made to fund major projects?
I call the Honourable Minister for Communications.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for his question. I note, Madam Speaker, that last month I tabled a landmark report by one of our most distinguished public servants, Bill Scales, on the rushed and chaotic public policy process that led to Labor's fibre to the premises NBN. Now, the opposition says Bill Scales is a mate. Well, he was appointed to not one but two important government inquiries by Prime Minister Julia Gillard, both the Bradley inquiry and the Gonski inquiry. Over 40 years he served governments, both Labor and Coalition, Secretary of the Victorian Premier's Department, Chairman of what is now the Productivity Commission, one of our most distinguished public servants. And Labor, rather than facing up to the reality of the facts that he revealed in his report of this disgraceful public policy failure, wants to attack him personally, call him a Liberal mate, when in fact he is a man, a Chancellor of Swinburne University, one of our most distinguished public servants. What his report revealed was that in only 77 days, between the 29th of January 2009 and the 7th of April, Labor moved from a conventional policy on broadband to one that involved them spending $43 billion in a government-owned project, a wholly government-owned project. That was the measure of Labor's failure. And you've got to hand it, Madam Speaker, to the member for Blaxland and the member for Greenway. There they are. They're the ones that are left defending Labor's failed policy, demonstrated to have failed, demonstrated.
I simply wanted to point out that the children on the left will stop waving to the children leaving the gallery. The Minister for Communications has the call.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think these children are beyond anyone's ability to reform, I have to say. Madam Speaker, the member for Blaxland and the member for Greenway have the unenviable task of defending Labor's failed policy, and they must sometimes feel they have found themselves in not just a weekend at Bernie's, but a long weekend at Bernie's. Because you can just see the member for Blaxland, there it is. How's that great Labor policy going? How's that going? Oh, everything's okay, he says. Everything's okay. Bernie's still alive. The policy lives. Oh yes, Madam Speaker. They are in total denial all the time, never facing up to the reality, of Labor's failure.
Now, there are a few tryhards in here today who are anxious to have an early mark and get an early plane, but they can go to perhaps to the naughty corner as well. You can join him. So we'll have some silence while we hear from the ministers who are answering the questions which you are asking. The Minister for Communications has the call.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. And the Labor Party is in a state of denial. And of course we've got the chirruping leader of the opposition there, full of melodrama. He doesn't know whether he's Dudley Do-Right or Snidely Whiplash. These melodramatic lines, the feigned indignation.
The member's time has expired. I call the honourable member for Kingston.